In this video, we'll discover about benefits of forging ahead. It's not likely that you'll commit to something when you are not sure about what you stand to gain by doing it. Forgetting about the past to start over has numerous benefits. This chapter will explore some of them to give you the impetus to start making changes that will give you a new lease of life. High self-esteem. Your self-esteem is a product of the way you see yourself. It will be low when you feel that you don't deserve to be loved and treasured. Note that you cannot separate self-esteem from self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the level of confidence you have in your ability to succeed in a task before you attempt it. It is vital that you have high self-efficacy because it makes others trust you to handle their projects in their behalf. You need to earn the trust of people before you can be given the opportunity to prove yourself. Meanwhile, the only way you can convince them that you can do the job is when you have confidence in your ability to get the job done. Even when you have the qualifications for a job, you'll still be doubted when you sound unsure about your chance of success in the task. Note that you cannot have high self-esteem when you are still stuck in the past. It is when you are ready to move on from your past that you will fancy your chance of succeeding again. If you can rate yourself to succeed in something you have failed in doing before, it shows that you are ready to banish the demons of your past. Prevention of depression. We all want to be happy, but many people are sad in this world. One of the reasons we have many unhappy people in the world is that many have refused to move on from their past. They are still thinking about a previous partner that broke up with them or the loss of a loved one. You cannot change what has happened, so you need to forge ahead. Note that happiness is a choice. The world is not designed to make you happy. In fact, there are many circumstances in a typical day that can ruin your mood if you allow them. An adage says that you cannot stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can prevent it from building a nest in your hair. In other words, you don't have total control over the circumstances that will present themselves to you. However, you can decide how you will react to them. If you keep thinking about the past, you will only become depressed in the long run. However, when you choose to start over, you will generate positive energy from the optimism of forging ahead. Healthy relationships. No one wants to be around people who keep complaining about their past. Such people are often grumpy and can spread negative emotions. So don't be surprised that people are avoiding you when you have a culture of reminding them about your past. They might sympathize with you initially. Nonetheless, they will start avoiding you when they realize that it is something you do a lot. Besides, it can affect your new relationship when you keep talking about your previous partner. So you need to learn to let go of the past and focus on the present to build healthy relationships. Only talk about your past when you want a person to learn something from it so that he or she will not make the same mistake you made. It's better that you talk about your mistakes and previous experiences when people ask you to tell them. Avoid raising such issues when no one is asking about them. You can ruin your mood and that of others with that approach. Seek the help of an expert on time if you notice that you are struggling to let go. You might need therapy to finally get yourself on track again. Finish strong. People will not care about your past if you can turn your life around. People like Abraham Lincoln and Oprah Winfrey had rough starts in life, but they were able to succeed all the same. Therefore, you can still finish strong if only you will not give up on yourself. The feeling of knowing that you didn't allow your past to define you is satisfying. You will be proud of yourself and will want anyone who cares to listen that they can still succeed regardless of the challenges they are facing. Remember that your life is not over until you breathe your last breath. So take the time to reflect on why you failed and stand up on your feet again. The finish line is still far off. Dust yourself off and start running again. You can still be celebrated and become an icon like the celebrities you know today. If you read about some of the superstars you admire, you will realize that they have scars they have refused to be the summary of their lives. You can take out time to read some biographies to draw inspiration. When you let go of the past and start over, you will eventually finish strong. Have a testimony. We all like to read about people who didn't allow their setbacks and mistakes to define them. What about you? The ball is in your court now. Will you abandon your dreams because your efforts are not yielding the kind of results you want? What will you tell your children? They may not say anything, but they know that you are only making excuses. So you can choose to be an inspiration for the future generation if you don't give up now. Let people read your story years later and find reasons not to give up on their dream. Indeed, it is easier said than done. However, you should not see backing down and giving excuses as options you should take. The world does not celebrate or remember people who gave up. It doesn't matter what you are doing. There have been people that have been in such situations and they didn't give up. So you need to let go of the past and start all over. Someone will need it someday. Someone will be grateful that you refused to back down later. Don't disappoint them. Dust yourself up and start fighting again to rise to the top.